Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news here on KALH, weather always comes first. Severe thunderstorms are expected across parts of the upper Midwest to western Great Lakes. Additional severe storms will also be possible in parts of the northern plains, central Appalachians, and mid-Atlantic. Extreme heat is expected to intensify across much of the southeast and Tennessee Valley through much of the week. Closer to home, moisture increases with the most widespread thunderstorm activity being today and tomorrow. The flash flooding threat returns today, tomorrow, favoring western areas as monsoonal plumes set up. After a cool down earlier in the week, temperatures rebound by the weekend and storm chances diminish. We'll have another look at the weather following this news.
This is Range Control with roadblock information for Monday, July 28th. Roadblocks are subject to change without notice. Highway 7380, Neck Avenue, Owen Road, and War Highway are scheduled to remain open all day.
More flooding yesterday in Reynosa, and the village of Reynosa is urging residents to apply for FEMA assistance. A spokesperson for FEMA says homeowners and renters in Lincoln County who suffered losses after the severe storms are encouraged to apply for assistance even if they've already received help from FEMA in past disasters. Officials say Lincoln County residents should file a claim as soon as possible with their insurance carrier as well. The farmers market of Otero County is moving. Beginning this Saturday, new routes are being planted at the Fairgrounds parking lot just down the road from Tractor Supply every Saturday morning from 8 until 12. So check it out. Alamogordo Schools presents Open House Back to School. Stepping Schools and Pre-K, as well as elementary, is Monday the 4th, middle and high school, Tuesday the 5th. See the Alamogordo Public Schools Facebook page for more information. A new exhibit at the New Mexico Space History Museum is taking museum goers on a journey through the world of radio-controlled aviation. Skywired permits guests to now stand beneath the wings of history and marvel at the creativity that helped shape the skies of today. Museum goers can see the Big Guff, one of the first radio-controlled models ever flown in the area. You can test your dexterity on the moon or try your hand at RC flight. The exhibit takes you from development of rockets in the late 1800s to the current future of space exploration and understand other planets within the solar system. Olga Valanos is a spokesperson for the New Mexico Space History Museum. She spoke with KRQE.
It goes through the history of doing radio transmitters and receivers long distance, and then that evolved into remote controlled craft, and then all the way to our current drones.
The 30 replicas and models on display pay homage to the famed inventor and Army Air Corps Colonel George Vernon Holloman, who was a pioneer in aeronautical engineering and research as well as development into the late 30s.
From then, he kept developing other drones and the predecessor to the modern day drones. He made so many innovations that were important for aerial weaponry and guided systems.
Although Holloman didn't live to see his dream of RPS being used successfully in combat, his visions for remotely piloted flight are the reasons programs like the Predator and the Reaper exist today. Well, today is Monday. That means we get a update from Animal Village NM.
Hi, Sunny Harris with Animal Village NM. New Mexico has the highest rate of pet abandonment in the entire United States. That's not a claim. It's a fact you can Google. And it's devastating families, animals, and shelters across our state. Every single day, dogs and cats are left behind in homes, dumped on roadsides, or surrendered to facilities already bursting at the seams. These animals aren't just strays. They are confused, scared, and disposable, loving animals in the eyes of a crisis that's growing. In 2024 alone, New Mexico shelters took in more than 135,000 animals, more than 65,000 of whom were euthanized, nearly half. That number is even more heartbreaking when you realize that many of those pets were perfectly healthy, but out of time, out of space, and out of luck. The numbers in one little village, Tularosa alone, show the reality of this statewide disaster. With a population under 3,000, the community still reports euthanasia numbers in the dozens, far too high, proof that even our smallest villages are overwhelmed by unwanted litters and pet abandonment. There's one solution, just one: spay and neuter surgery. It prevents litters, reduces cancer risk, curbs behavior issues, and most importantly, it saves lives. At Animal Village NM, we've known this for decades. Since 2007, through fires, floods, and everything in between, we've never stopped providing these services in low-income, underserved areas of Lincoln and Otero counties. To date, we've subsidized more than 10,000 spay and neuter surgeries, many of them completely free to families in crisis and their pets. We've never given up, and now we need you more than ever. We need your help. To continue offering this help to underserved, low-income families, we're launching our Jewels of the Heart auction, which we had to reschedule twice because of the recent flooding in Ruidoso. You've all seen it on the news, and being washed away with homes and pets and property is also our opportunity to spay and neuter unless we have more support from you financially. To continue offering this help, we're launching it again Friday, August 1st at 9 a.m. and it ends Friday, August 8th at 5 p.m. Jewels of the Heart auction. Unbelievable bargains. And every winning bid supports life-saving surgeries that protect families and pets. Visit animalvillagenm.org to provide information for you and your friends about the auction and make a difference right now. Follow us on social media for updates, stories, and reminders. You can stop the suffering.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a full book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Hi, it's me, here to tell you about AlamogordoTownNews.org. This is Otero County's #1 source for local news, sports, and community. Quite frankly, AlamogordoTownNews.org is the big LES news service online. AlamogordoTownNews.org is a Second Life Media affiliated company.
If I could be you,
and you could be me, for just 1 hour,
if you could find a way
to get inside
each other's mind,
walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out, and for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Las Cruces police say that one of their officers discharged his duty weapon yesterday afternoon in an incident that did not result in any major injuries. This happened around 3:40 p.m., and the police were sent out to a possible domestic incident. One of the people involved was reported to be armed with a gun. The investigation is still in its infancy, but preliminary information indicates that one police officer discharged his duty-issued firearm before a non-lethal use of force was used to take the subject, a male, into custody. Police did not identify the person in the incident by name or age. The subject was transported to a hospital with non-gunshot, non-life-threatening injuries that he sustained while being taken into custody. Charges are pending against that subject. The officer was not injured, and he's going to be placed on administrative leave, which is standard protocol for such an incident. This incident will be investigated by the Officer-Involved Incident Task Force, which includes investigators from the New Mexico State Police, the Las Cruces Police Department, the Donna Ana County Sheriff's Department, and the New Mexico State University Police. The teen accused of shooting and killing a 14-year-old and then injuring another person on the University of New Mexico campus made his first appearance in front of a judge on Saturday. A judge ordered the suspected shooter, 18-year-old John Fuentes, to remain behind bars until his next court appearance. Investigators say that early Friday morning, UNM police responded to an alarm going off at Mesa Vista Hall. When they arrived, they found multiple broken windows and blood. During a press conference Friday night, Chief Troy Weisler with the New Mexico State Police laid out a timeline of events.
UNM Hospital reported a 19-year-old male had arrived with a gunshot wound, and he stated that he had been shot on campus.
Soon after, police say they found a 14-year-old dead with a gunshot wound.
Our initial investigation has determined that this incident involved 4 individuals who were hanging out in a dorm room in the Casas del Rio complex. At some point, for reasons that we are still investigating, the suspect began shooting a firearm at the other occupants of the room.
Court documents say the fourth person involved says they were playing video games and told police that Fuentes seemed to be on drugs moments before he began shooting. UNM's campus was closed for the day on Saturday. Following an hours-long manhunt, Fuentes was later found in Los Lunas. UNM Police Chief Joseph Silva assures the public that they are in a safe space.
We understand the fear and uncertainty that incidents like this cause, and I want to reassure our university community that the UNM Police Department works diligently every day.
Fuentes is facing multiple charges, including first-degree murder. The New Mexico State Police have taken over this investigation. Senate President Pro Tem Mimi Stewart is facing potential sanctions from the state legislature. This is after a Legislative Council service staff member filed a complaint accusing Stewart of harassment. The employee said she emailed Stewart in late February, stating she had not received a form for Stewart's capital outlay funding requests. Lorna Wiggins, a special counsel to the investigative subcommittee, spoke during a Zoom call.
In response, the reporting party stated that she almost immediately received what she deemed a screaming, quote-unquote, email in all capital letters from Senator Stewart, saying that Senator Stewart had in fact turned the sheet in on Wednesday.
It reportedly did not end there.
Moments later, the reporting party stated she received a call from Senator Stewart screaming at her using what she deemed pejorative language, including calling her stupid for not knowing that the sheet had already been turned in.
That employee said the verbal attack left her rattled and unable to sleep. She called in sick the next day. Now, Stewart does not dispute the claims from this employee, but an attorney representing her on Friday argued it didn't rise to the level of harassment. Is the attorney for Mimi Stewart.
It was an unfortunate interaction. Senator Stewart, in a high-stress moment, lost her cool.
Stewart's lawyer also said she apologized to the employee and is seeing a counselor to ensure that she reflects kindness to others. But he also states that a decision recommending sanctions against Stewart could negatively impact the legislature.
Because if Senator Stewart's conduct on February 27th amounts to a violation of the anti-harassment policy, then the interactions between legislators and staff will not be amicable or productive because everyone in the roundhouse will be walking on eggshells.
These morons don't get spit done anyway, so why not take away their ability to belittle subordinates?
It's the truth. He didn't lie.
After arguments were heard, the interim legislative ethics hearing subcommittee members went into a closed session to make their decision. They say a formal written order based on that decision will be issued in the near future. The governor of New Mexico secures nearly $1 million in state funding to address flooding in Donna Ana County. That's according to the office of Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham. An emergency order to the Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Management is to help in flood relief efforts. Grisham says the state has also requested FEMA to look into damages and determine if the county meets requirements for federal assistance.
Every summer, it happens, again and again. A parent steps away for just a minute, but that minute can turn deadly. On a hot day, the temperature inside a parked car can soar by 20 degrees in just 10 minutes. Even with the windows cracked, the heat builds fast, becoming a deadly trap for a child. Children's bodies heat up 3 to 5 times faster than adults. Heat stroke can begin when a child's body reaches 104 degrees. At 107 degrees, it can be fatal. Last year alone, 24 children died in the U.S. from being left in hot cars, each one preventable. Never leave a child in a vehicle, not even for a minute. Look before you lock. This message is brought to you by the Alamogordo Fire Department and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Protect kids, prevent tragedy.
When you're high, you feel different. But if you feel different, you drive different. So don't drive high. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Your Crazy Radio spot on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for mostly sunny skies. There's a 40% chance for showers and storms. New rainfall amounts less than 1/10 of an inch expected. Mostly cloudy tonight with a 40% chance of showers and storms. Partly sunny tomorrow with a 50% chance of showers and storms. Your high today in the basin, 90. Low tonight of 68. High tomorrow, 88 degrees. In Cloudcroft, mostly sunny skies today with a 50% chance of showers and storms. New rainfall amounts less than 1/10 of an inch expected. Mostly cloudy tonight with a 30% chance of showers and storms. Mostly cloudy tomorrow with a 70% chance of showers and storms. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 68. Low tonight of 50. High tomorrow, 66 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and you can learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts. complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. And that concludes this Monday edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.